Layer 1 and 2 cryptocurrency projects are an interesting and one of the most compelling use cases of blockchain technology, outside of wealth preservation and storage of value like we have with Bitcoin, all in a category of their own when it comes to different types of cryptocurrencies available in the market. These include projects like Ethereum, Cardano, Hex on pulsechain, Ripple, Solana, Polygon, Cosmos, just a lot of these really popular cryptos with, in some cases, large and almost cult-like followings. So as crypto investors, instead of simply following the herd and joining a cult, what are the key aspects of Layer 1 and 2 blockchain projects we should analyze before deciding whether or not to invest in them? And what the heck are Layer 1 and 2 blockchain projects in the first place? So let's quickly discuss what Layer 1 and 2 blockchains are so we can better understand how their use cases are crucial to the continued existence and development of the cryptocurrency industry at large, before exploring a simple checklist we can all use to help us determine which Layer 1 and 2 projects are actually worth investing in, long versus the short term. Sweet. What does Layer 1 mean in crypto? Layer 1 is a term used to describe projects that have built their very own blockchain-based foundation and ecosystem that allows developers to build software applications on. So Layer 1 means the project is the base, foundational layer of a blockchain network. Imagine an example of a Layer 1 as the Apple App Store, where developers can use Apple's framework in order to build and launch all kinds of different apps that people can use. At the time of this video, the most popular, well-known Layer 1 blockchain project that most other types of crypto projects like NFTs, DeFi apps, and more have built on is Ethereum. Decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and 1inch were built on top of Ethereum's Layer 1 base. Axie Infinity is a game that was built on Ethereum. OpenSea is an NFT marketplace that was built on Ethereum. Aave is a decentralized financial project that allows people to lend, borrow, and stake crypto built on Ethereum. Safe Wallet at safe.global is a multi-sig crypto wallet storage solution used by big treasuries, DAOs, and people like the Ethereum founder, Vitalik Buterin, to safely secure large amounts of cryptocurrency investments, which you can learn about in this step-by-step guide by clicking on the link above. So you can see how Layer 1 just describes projects with their own unique blockchain-based foundation that allows people and other projects to build all kinds of products, services, and software applications on. Examples of other Layer 1 blockchains are Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Tron, Algorand, Ripple, and much, much more. So developers can choose which platform they would like to build applications on, similar to how developers choose between building on Android versus iPhone, or Windows versus Apple or Linux. Nice. Let's move on to Layer 2s. What does Layer 2 mean in crypto? Layer 2 is a term used to describe projects that are built on top of Layer 1 blockchains like Ethereum, that are designed to increase transaction speeds, decrease transaction costs like gas fees, and ultimately help the Layer 1 blockchain ecosystems scale. So instead of developers choosing to build applications directly on Ethereum's Layer 1 blockchain-based foundation, they can build on Layer 2 solutions to decrease their transaction costs, increase transaction speed, and develop an overall faster, more efficient application for less cost. Examples of Ethereum-based Layer 2 platforms developers can choose to build on include Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism. So you can consider Layer 2 platforms as a secondary network built on a base main network. So other projects like Uniswap, 1inch, OpenSea, Safe, and more have expanded their ecosystems onto Polygon's secondary networks and now exist on both Layer 1s like Ethereum, as well as Layer 2s like Polygon and more. Awesome. Now that we know what the terms Layer 1 and 2 mean in the crypto world, let's explore the best way we can evaluate them as potential investment opportunities. Hello, I'm Crypto Casey, and in this video, we will go through a simple, easy-to-use checklist together that will help us determine which Layer 1 and 2 blockchain projects are worth checking out and investing in the long and short term. Let's hit it. Please be sure to check out our sponsors, Unstoppable Domains, Morales Money, and Masterworks. Get your very own unique, human-readable wallet name like Casey.wallet or Casey.bitcoin that has many other amazing Web3 features from Unstoppable Domains. Learn how to explore and find brand new altcoin crypto gems before they pump in the next face-melting bull market cycle using Morales Money, and diversify your investment portfolio into fine art, one of the oldest asset classes around that has stood the test of time with Masterworks platform. So be sure to scroll down and use links below to access the correct and official sites, as well as redeem any special offers they have for us. Sweet. So currently, most people consider different cryptocurrencies similar to stocks, where each crypto represents a company of sorts. However, unlike stocks, cryptocurrencies can have vast and varied types of use cases. For example, a cryptocurrency like Ether or ADA can be used to process transactions and pay for network space on their corresponding Layer 1 platforms like Ethereum and Cardano. And the same goes for cryptocurrencies that are used to process transactions on Layer 2 platforms like Matic Token for the Polygon network. Other use cases of different cryptocurrencies include stores of value like Bitcoin, stablecoins like USDT, whose value is pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, voting rights or governance of a project like Uni tokens for the Uniswap DeFi exchange, and eventually there will be cryptocurrencies that represent ownerships of physical assets like property, or that represent identification like passports and similar. So when evaluating Layer 1 and 2 cryptocurrency projects, instead of thinking of each of them as corporate debt like traditional stocks of publicly traded companies on the stock market, we need to think of them as ecosystems, similar to different countries' economies. For example, we need to consider Ethereum versus Cardano versus Solana, each as their own separate blockchain-based countries and nations, like the United States versus Germany versus Japan, and so forth. Because what most people don't understand is that at the end of the day, the fastest Layer 1 or 2, the most efficient, the most green, the most superior tech, the most decentralized, the best all-around blockchain platform from a logical or technological standpoint won't necessarily become the most valuable in the long run. And we can debate all day long about which Layer 1 or 2 has the best tech, the best team, the best logo, the best cult following. But here's the deal. The value of each platform will be based on two simple variables. 1. The size and productivity or output of the software applications built on the platform. And 2. The amount of users, growth of new users, and stickiness of users within the ecosystem. And what's interesting is these concepts can also be compared to a country's GDP or gross domestic product. So, what is GDP? GDP stands for gross domestic product, and it's just a fancy economic term that refers to the total value of all the goods produced and services provided within a country during a specific period of time. For example, if a country's total output for the year consisted of selling 10 pizzas for $10 each and performing 5 car washing services for $20 each, the total GDP, or gross domestic product, for that country would be $200 for the year. Simple enough, right? So even though a lot of the debates we are having about tech specs of each blockchain platform, transaction speed, efficiency, and security, these should actually be a smaller part in analyzing the future value potential, because the Layer 1 and Layer 2 projects that become winners in this space will be the ones that successfully create and grow an economy on their blockchain network. The ones that cultivate the greatest amount of innovation that secures and maintains traction on their platforms. Nice. So what conditions do Layer 1 and 2 blockchain networks need to meet in order to foster, secure, maintain, and grow an economic ecosystem successfully? Well, let's explore 4 variables that are key to a thriving economic ecosystem. 1. Efficiency in value creation. May sound complicated, but it's actually a very simple concept, so stick with me here. Economic growth is all about converting production inputs like money, raw materials, labor, or expertise into valuable goods and services. Thinking back to our analogy of assessing Layer 1 and 2 projects like countries, imagine a country that makes it very easy for people to access capital, like through taking out loans, and imagine this country also has a lot of natural resources, like trees, oil, and land, that can be converted to building materials for fuel or farms for food. So this country, in this particular example, has efficient ways for people to convert money, raw materials, labor, and expertise into valuable goods and services, like starting new businesses with loans. There's raw materials for building infrastructure, access to education for people to become engineers that design technology, or doctors that provide healthcare, and much more. Nice. Now let's explore how efficiency and value creation applies to Layer 1 and 2 blockchain networks. So, there are 3 essential aspects that affect an economy's ability to foster efficient value creation. First, human capital. Right now, there is a massive shortage of qualified engineers in the blockchain development space. People and projects are literally throwing money at people to get applications built. So if you would like to join the cause, learn more about the advanced technical concepts of blockchain technology, and become a developer in the space, check out Morales Academy. And using the link below, you can access the Academy at a discounted price, so scroll down to check it out. So a shortage of developers is greatly affecting the efficiency in value creation on blockchain platforms. Here's how. When evaluating how a layer 1 or 2 project is doing with regard to efficiency in their value creation for their respective economies, we need to consider how much effort the Ethereum community versus the Solana community versus the Cardano community is making to onboard and retain talent in order to create a strong, resilient, innovative armada of developers to foster growth. And another question to analyze is how easy it is for current software developers that code C++, Java, etc., to convert to blockchain developers. In fact, Solana's language, Rust, was created based on C++ and Java, so software developers that have coded in those languages can easily learn about Rust in a month or so. And with Avalanche, there are multiple languages developers can choose to code in. So another thing to consider with respect to growing their respective developer community is whether or not the layer 1 or 2 project is gaining traction with onboarding developers from actual countries with more resources versus less. For example, is the project attracting talent from developed countries with tons of resources like the United States, Europe, or similar? Or are they attracting ones with less resources like Turkey or Somalia? Exactly. So this covers the human capital aspect of efficiency in value creation in an economy. Cool. The second essential aspect of an economy's value creation is financial capital. How much financial capital the layer 1 and 2 project can secure to support the network and increase productivity and value creation is extremely important. Because securing funds from retail investors like us from token sales is great, but it's not nearly enough capital to grow the thousands of decentralized applications that need to be built on each blockchain platform in order to foster a successful economy. So acceptance of venture capital or other funding sources will be crucial for whichever layer 1 and 2 projects survive and ultimately succeed long term. So when analyzing potential layer 1 and 2 project investments, if they aren't backed by a legion of reputable venture capital investors, that is likely not an ideal long-term bet. Because building an entire country from scratch, which is what these layer 1s in particular are doing, takes massive amount of money, support, and continued funding, and support to get to a healthy, sustainable size, and ideally, keep growing into the future. Amazing. So we've got human capital and financial capital as important aspects for efficient value creation. The third important aspect is infrastructure. Countries that have better infrastructure like roads, power grids, and telecommunication networks have more efficient value creation. While in blockchain, infrastructure consists of the actual underlying blockchain technology, as well as everything built on top of it to support the network, like developer tools, connections to wallets, browser extensions. All of these play a crucial role in fostering an economy with efficient value creation. So looking at things like where the layer 1 or 2 is currently at from a developmental standpoint, and where it plans to go in the future based on their roadmaps is another key aspect to consider when investing. Sweet. So just to recap, the 3 essential aspects for an economy that fosters efficient value creation are human capital, financial capital, and infrastructure. Amazing. Now let's explore the second variable that is key to a thriving economic ecosystem: on-chain direct competition. On-chain direct competition refers to multiple apps with the same exact use case, competing with other apps on the same blockchain. And this is important because competition fosters innovation. So sure, Uniswap is the most popular decentralized exchange on Ethereum, and sure, it competes with other decentralized exchanges on other layer 1s like PancakeSwap on Binance, and there's also QuickSwap decentralized exchange built on layer 2, Polygon blockchain. But what's indicative of a thriving economic system in terms of blockchain platforms is multiple decentralized applications competing directly with each other on the same blockchain, in the same industry, like Uniswap and 1inch on Ethereum. So when evaluating a potential layer 1 or 2 you want to invest in for the long term, look for platforms that have multiple apps providing decentralized exchange services on Ethereum or multiple NFT marketplaces on the same platform, etc. Because in the end, that competition will absolutely cultivate incredible innovation fairly quickly. And on-chain direct competition will ultimately make the blockchain platform more cross-chain competitive on a global scale. Cool. Let's explore the third variable that is key to a thriving economic ecosystem: supporting synergetic industries. Supporting synergetic industries is just a fancy term that refers to a collection of different types of applications built on the blockchain that complement and support each other. Hence the term supporting synergetic industries. For example, within a blockchain ecosystem, an industry could be DeFi or decentralized finance. And if you don't know what DeFi is, you can check out my beginner's guide all about what DeFi is and its implications for the future by clicking on the link above. DeFi consists of a few different niches, like exchanges where users can swap tokens, and borrowing and lending platforms that allow users to lend and borrow crypto. There are stablecoins that provide liquidity. There are derivative protocols that give investors price exposure to things. So you can see that there are a host of niches that complement and support each other within the scope of DeFi or decentralized finance at large. So when evaluating a potential layer 1 or 2 you want to invest in, look for signs of supporting synergetic industries, like a DeFi community, strong, vibrant NFT support system, or a diverse gaming scene in the making. Nice. Now let's explore the fourth and final variable that is key to a thriving economic ecosystem. But first, a quick word about Masterworks. In these crazy times, diversifying our wealth is more crucial than ever. Stocks, bonds, real estate, gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ether, and also consider the unique, time-tested, uncorrelated asset class of fine art with Masterworks platform. Art is one of the oldest asset classes there are. In fact, Sotheby's is the oldest company on the New York Stock Exchange, nearly 275 years old. So people have been trading art for centuries. Typically, only the ultra-wealthy have had access to fine art investments until now. Masterworks removes the barriers we would otherwise face if we tried to invest in art on our own, because the costs are extremely high for the average investor. So they take this very large asset class, which is roughly $1.7 trillion, and make it accessible to a wider range of investors with their platform that transforms physical art into share-based ownership. Here's how it works. Masterworks uses their expertise to select and buy art that they believe to be investment-grade paintings. Then they file it with the SEC, similar to how a company goes public. And finally, they sell shares of the painting, which allows people like us to own fractions of pieces of fine art. So this is the first opportunity for anyone to invest in multi-million-dollar artworks, and Masterworks has become so popular that there's a waitlist to join. However, if we use the link below, we can skip the waitlist and start diversifying our investment portfolios into this unique asset class today. So scroll down and check it out. Cool. So the fourth and final variable that is key to a thriving economic ecosystem is strong user demand. If a layer 1 or 2 project has a lot of demand from their existing user base, and they are effectively and consistently growing that demanding user base, it will force the blockchain networks and all of the decentralized applications being built on it to grow and innovate faster. And the faster to market, the more market share that the project can secure, therefore increasing its likelihood of long-term success. For example, tons of users are clamoring all about getting Ethereum gas fees substantially lower, and even though we haven't achieved it yet, the demand is certainly shortening the development cycle, causing the development community to iterate and innovate at a faster pace. And the quality of the user base is also of importance. Users keen on Shiba Inu making moves are a lot different than the users that have been involved in Ethereum's development for the past several years. So the quality and characteristics of a platform's user base will also dictate the products and services developed on the chain. And the overall size of the user base doesn't matter so much this early on, as 10,000 high-quality users on a platform is a lot better than a platform that has millions of users that are mostly bots, mostly inactive, or users from underdeveloped countries with less resources to contribute. Sweet. Now let's do a quick recap of key variables to look out for when assessing which layer 1 or 2 blockchain networks to invest in. 1. Is the process of creating value on the chain efficient? This includes how easy it is for the project to acquire and keep human capital like developers, acquire and keep financial capital from reputable investment sources, as well as the strength of its technological infrastructure and accessibility to wallets, browser extensions, and dev tools. 2. Is direct competition on-chain occurring and being properly fostered to ensure faster and more creative innovation? This involves several software projects on the platform competing directly with each other because they are providing the same product and services to users. 3. Are there clusters of software applications within the same or similar industries that support and help each other increase their value proposition? This includes synergy between different projects that complement each other, despite offering different goods and services to users. Because together, on a macro level, they are making the blockchain's economy more vibrant and compelling. And finally, 4. Is there a strong, high-quality user base consistently putting pressure on development efforts to foster faster, more efficient innovation? Awesome. If you would like to learn about how to find different altcoins launching on these different layer 1 and 2 platforms before they pump in the next bull cycle, check out this video. If you would like to learn about how to use decentralized financial app exchanges like 1inch to buy altcoins that aren't listed or supported on centralized exchanges, check out this video. And to skip the waitlist for Masterworks, click on the link on the screen. Like and subscribe for more. Be safe out there.